Hello everyone. Today I'll be doing my study journal for SMW. What I will be talking about. For practical one, I'll be talking about setting up the domain and adding a DHCP service to the domain controller, as well as joining a client to the domain. For practical 2, I will be showing you how to use the BPA in the domain controller, as well as viewing the firewall rules. And I will also be showing you how to create a domain user account. For practical 3, I will be adding a new member server as well as enable the shared folder features and also audit a login and shared file access. Hello everybody. Now I'll be talking about how to add the Active Directory service for the domain controller so that you can create a domain. Firstly, you can go to Manage and click on Add Roles and Features. You can click Role Base, Next, Next, and as you can see here, I have already installed it. You just click on this, Next, and you follow all the way until the end, and you will be able to create your domain. Now I'll be talking about the DHCP. Adding the DHCP service is the same as the directory service. Click Add Roles and Features, Role Base, Next, Next, and you click on DHCP server. After you have verified it and installed it, you will be able to add your DHCP scope. On the left side of the server manager, you can see a DHCP. You can right click it and click on DHCP manager. After that, you'll be introduced to this window. You can right click on the IPv4 to create a new scope. However, I've already done that. As you can see, this is the scope that I have created. And here is the DNS as well as the default gateway and for which domain. Lastly, I'll be talking about how to introduce a new Windows 10 to the domain. So on the Windows 10, you have to make sure that it is running on DHCP instead of static. So right click here, open network and internet settings, click change adapter settings, right click on this, properties, click on IPv4, and you can see that it is both running on DHCP. After that, what you want to do is right click on the Windows button and click on System. After that, click on rename this PC and change. So you type in the domain here and click on OK. After that, it will prompt you for a domain administrator username and password. After that, you will successfully join the domain. Thank you. Hello, now I'll be talking about practical 2. Firstly, I'll be talking about the best practices analyzer. On the left pane of the server manager, click on local server and scroll down until you see a best practices analyzer. Over here, you can click task and start BPA scan. So this will tell you if your security settings are configured according to the guidelines of Microsoft. Next, I'll be talking about the firewall. You can click on the Windows button and type in firewall with advanced security. So over here, we have the inbound and outbound rules. This can be very useful if you want to enable or disable services such as file and printer sharing or the ICMP ping. Lastly, I'll be talking about how to add a new user to the domain. On the server manager, click on Tools, Active Directory users and computers. Click on Users, right click, New and User. I'll be creating a new user named Kang. So your password has to be a secure password, which includes a special character, lower and uppercase letter, as well as a number. So these are all up to you. As you can see, I have created a new user named Kang. Thank you. Now, I'll be talking about Practical 3. So the first feature I'll be talking about is joining a domain with another server. So the first step of joining a domain with another server, a member server, is to change the IP address from a DHCP to static. And as you can see over here, my IP address is 192.168.83.20. So why I set it at .20 is because it is in the acceptable range and it is out of the DHCP scope. After you are done with that, you can right click on the Windows and click System, change settings, change, and type in the domain that you want to join over here. You will be prompted for the domain administrator username and password for authentication. After you have done that, you will be done and you will have successfully joined the domain. The next feature I'll be talking about is enabling the printer and file sharing as well as the network discovery. So by default, one or both of these will be off and we have to turn that on. But however, if you try to turn both on at the same time, it won't work. So we have to use a security configuration wizard in the server manager. So if you open up the server manager and you click on tools, there will be a security configuration wizard. And for the first time that you are configuring this security policy, you can click create a new security policy. However, I will be editing an existing one as I have already done it. So this will be the name of your server that you are configuring. For the install roles, there's nothing, so click next. Install features, you have to enable this network discovery. For the install options, you have to disable this smart card. If not, it will take very long for you to control alternate delete. For the rest of the prompts, you can just click next. And after that, you can click apply now. So after you have done that, you will be able to turn on both the network discovery as well as the file and printer sharing. Moving on, I will now be talking about how to enable auditing in the domain controller. So if you log into your domain controller, you click on Tools, Group Policy Management, and you expand out the forest. You see the default domain policy, you can edit it. So we will click on Policies, Windows Settings, Security Settings, Local Policies, and Audit Policy. And I have already set mine to the correct policy. As you can see over here, for the audit account logon events, it is both success and failure. Audit directory service access, success and failure. And lastly, the audit object access, success and failure. Thank you.